Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the Cadian Shock Trooper newest box from Games Workshop, and I do want to thank Games Workshop for sending this to me. So let's tear this thing open. Let's tear this thing open. There we go. So, cool thing, it's not a brand new kit, but it is a new kit, which is kind of odd to explain. It is the old Cadians that look a little bit derpy on some parts, but a lot of their hands got changed up to be a bit smaller. Their heads now fit more appropriately instead of being the weird bobbleheads that they used to have. There's about 25 different head options in this kit, and it comes with a whole new special weapon kit, so you don't need to buy the Cadian command box anymore to get all of your special weapons. They'll come in this box. This box did go up by $10, I think, if you live in the US, which honestly isn't that bad considering the savings on this box is the Cadians plus all the special weapons. So, kind of worth it. Oh, look, they got their little baby bases. They kept them on 25s. I really thought they would update the Guardsman to be on 28mm bases, but they kept them on 25s, which is fine. But in my opinion, it's a bit too small nowadays. So right off the bat, this is an older sprue that we're looking at, but cool thing is, the hands got modeled to be smaller. So a slight tweak to the design makes this kit actually look a little bit better, instead of the older Cadian box set, which had these gigantic hands. So we got two heavy flamethrowers, or two flamethrowers, two grenade launchers, a bunch of las guns, some with bayonets on them already, some las pistols. Let's see what else we got in here. We got all the bodies, and the Cadians are actually ridiculously easy to build, because one of the things that you always do to build Cadians is glue all their legs to the base, prime them white, and then just go over the contrast for their leathers. And it's so simple. And then just prime these white as well, and I usually go over with Seraphim Sepia just right on top of them, and it makes them super easy to paint. You could do the grenades up as silver or red depending on how you want them. I do love the Vox backpack, and I do wish that this kit came with more backpacks. Little things like the backpacks, even though I'm pointing to this one saying backpack, this is a Vox operator, but if you put backpacks on all of the Cadians, they just look like 1,000 times better, in my opinion. So we get the same sprue here, which again concludes 5 torsos, so 10 torsos in total. And none of the torsos are gendered. They're just flak armor, which is pretty good. We got more pants, you know, good old pants. Gotta love their pants. I'm gonna keep saying it like that because it's funny to me. And then we got the special weapon sprue with all of the new head options, which actually includes a bearded guy. Why don't they show this one? That one's really cool. I really like that one. That one's really nice. There it is. Boop. Let's see. We got a couple of female heads in here. We got the guy that's wearing panties on his face. You know, because I do like the girls that have their hair pulled completely back. I love the gas mask ones. I would love to do an entire regiment with just these gas masks, because they look more modern day gas masky, if that makes sense. We got a couple of mohawks in here. It actually looks like it only comes with like one actual female face, I think. Just a little bit weird. Is it just one? Yeah, it looks like just one female face for the 10, which is about on average for today's military, I'd say. Actually, it would be like 1 in 5, isn't it? I forget. But we do have the long las. Long lases are one of my favorite weapons in all of 40K. If you ever play Dark Heresy or read any of the books, you know the devastating power of the long las is absolutely fantastic. It's a marine killer, which is also really fun. You also get a bolter. Now, this is really cool because I always equip my sergeants and all my characters with bolt guns, because bolt guns are super useful for them. It's just that strength 4 at just 1 point that's really useful. Got a plasma pistol, plasma gun, a melt-a-gun, a power sword, a bolt pistol, a pointy hand, a grabby hand. So, that is the box opening. Let's build us some Cadians. Okay, so let's get some Cadians put together. So, right off the bat, like I said, I'm just going to pop them off the sprue. And with Cadians, you kind of like old Marines, you don't actually need the instructions to build them. They're very, very, very simplistic kits, which makes them really fun to build, honestly. They're also a very simplistic army to paint, in my opinion. It's one of those, they look complicated, but it's really just contrast paints that make these guys look really good. And they're an army that has a good amount of detail for an older kit. So it's just fun to build them. So let's get these guys off the sprue. Okay, so getting right back into it, we have the Guardsman just getting glued back on the sprue. And I thought I would talk a bit about Guardsman lore, because Guardsmen are crazy in 40k. So Cadians especially, they are bred strictly for war. They are taught at a very young age upon their own planet of Cadia, which still stands in my heart. But now they're taught in the Cadian sector, which I think they're currently doing crusades to try to take back. So the Cadians themselves are a dying breed currently. Cadians have purple eyes, which I always thought was really, really, really cool. It's to do with their proximity to the warp itself. And let's talk a little bit about flak armor. So a lot of people think that this is just a t-shirt and some little body armor. Flak armor can actually absorb the shot of a las gun. And most auto weapons, it's made out of a mixture of like Kevlar and how to say this? It's made out of like Kevlar and a material that's really, really, really good at absorbing heat. So typically the Cadians themselves can take a couple of las gun shots before they go down. And some autogun shots before they go down. Now, obviously, an autogun will punch through like their sleeves and their legs after enough sustained firepower. But it's one of the things to help protect them, and it's mass-produced. Now, a lot of people, a lot of people wonder why the las gun replaced the humble autogun. And the reason for that is the las gun can hold 100 rounds per energy cell, where a auto weapon can only hold about 60 to 80 at most. And that's if you get all of the cool like doodads for it. And it's mostly just logistics that make it so that you want las guns over your over auto guns. You can carry more ammunition on you. The average Cadian carries about 600 rounds on them. They carry 2 grenades, which honestly only one of them in a squad should be carrying a grenade, but that's a whole nother story. I also like making them slightly tilted so they look like they're walking. It's just something that I do. But Cadians have some really, really ridiculously cool lore. And some of the coolest characters. Although it still doesn't beat like the most iconic characters within the Imperial Guard themselves, like Severina Rain, Yarrick, and Strachan. You got Caiaphas Cain. You got a lot of really cool characters within the Imperial Guard. And honestly, they're all badasses. I'm pretty sure Caiaphas Cain could go toe-to-toe with almost anybody with a sword. The dude took on, what, 3 Eldar witches at once, knowing that they wanted to kill him, and somehow use that to his advantage and beat them because of it. Which is just silly, and I love it. So the one good thing about these older kits, and I'm saying older kits because it's built like the older kit, it's just scaled a little tiny bit differently, is the fact that they're so simplistic to build. There's not a lot of customization that goes into the guard, but still enough that it's fun to build. They're also really easy to build, which is always enjoyable. Boop. Oh, they actually give you 11 bodies? Neat! I didn't even see which ones I was putting on. Boop. Although my favorite Imperial Guard regiment is easily the Elysians, because they just jump into the warfare and they don't afraid of anything. Ah! There we go. Nope, let's not put them backwards, though that would be funny. There we go. So that's all of them. Now I do want a plasma gun. That looks like fun. Yeah, let's build one with a plasma gun. Or do I want the melta gun? Ooh. Plasma gets 2 shots. Melta gets 1 shot, but melta is always more useful in my opinion. But a plasma gun squad can get 10 shots of plasma. I think I'm gonna go with plasma gun. No melta gun. No plasma gun. What do I want? My inner sister of battle is telling me melta guns are better. My inner Space Marine player is also telling me the melta guns are better. Now, the way they hold their melta guns and plasma guns is actually kind of cool, because they have this little handle on the side of it to help balance it. Because they're not they're not augmented, or, well, every human in 40k is augmented. Let's get that out of the way. But they're not augmented to the same level as like a Space Marine, for instance. Boop. Oh, I did forget one. I'm an idiot. It didn't come with an extra one. I just completely missed one. So it comes with 10 exact. No extra bits for bodies. That's a shame. Come on. Come on. Ah! We got this. Now, stay where you're supposed to. There we go. Boop. And then let's give one of you a plasma gun. Let's give Running Dude a plasma gun. He looks like, or a melta gun. He looks like he wants one. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to die. Run up to the enemy, punch him in the face with a melta gun. Boop. Bit of glue. Just slot his arm into place. Hold it there for a few seconds. Now, if you're wondering what I'm using Instaset. Instaset is like the greatest thing ever if you're building miniatures, especially if you're assembly lining them, because all I need to do is just put a tiny dab on one side and then a little bit of glue on the hand itself, and this stuff just does exactly what it says it does. It instantly sets things. Who would have guessed? Wowzers. And I'm actually going to use my clippers to hold this nice and carefully, which I shouldn't be doing, but I'm going to. Uh-oh. Wait a second. There's a different hand option that's supposed to go here. Yeah, there is. Wait, is there? Is there a hand on here? No, there isn't. Did I mess this up? I think I did. I think it's this hand. Use these clippers. Okay, that is my bad. That definitely factors in as an oopsie daisy. Ah! If I could stop dropping it, that would be great. So let's just hold that nice and tight. The other cool thing is just how quickly you can do this. Like, you make a mistake with Guardsman, it's just like, oh no, look, it's fixed. Hold it there for a few seconds, and it's already set. And then I want to use a new head on her. So I'm going to look for that female head. I do think that a lot of these are like almost not, what is the word I'm looking for? Androgynous. Thank you, brain. A lot of these heads are androgynous, and you could just say they're females or males or non-binary, or however you wish for your guardsmen to identify. Representation is always good. And now, how do I want her head to be? Kind of want it looking down her gun. And there we go. One finished. Let's try to hold this up to the camera. Where's the camera? There it is. One finished guardswoman. Now I could put all the grenades and everything, and I'd probably put them on her back. So let's just do that now. And I'll just assembly line build these in just a second. So let's put a grenade and an ammo pouch on her. Okay. So for this, I'm gonna dab a little tiny bit of glue on her buttocks. And then I'm gonna try my hardest to get this where I want it to with my nails. Let's see if I can hold it there for a second. It's actually not bad. Went pretty much where I wanted it to. And then let's put some more bells and whistles on her. What else can we put on her? So we got a grenade, we got that. I could put a canteen and all of this stuff on her. That looks cool, let's do that. So guardsmen, they have, I think it's 5 ammunition packs, or in this case cells, because it's like a battery for their weapon itself. And I know the multi-gun takes a cell as well. So put a tiny bit of glue there, not enough to overdo the model itself. Carefully balance this out. Put this on her buttocks. Hold it there for a few seconds. Hit it with a bit of Insta-Set. Hold it. And now she's got a couple of things on her butt. Look at that. Wowzers. Fancy guard butt. Now the other thing is sometimes they'll put ammunition packs on their shoulder pads, on their chest, down their legs. You can see a couple of them on their pants. So this is a fully equipped guardswoman. Now granted, she would also have a las pistol on her if she was actually representative of a real Cadian. She would have her las pistol on her side, a knife, 10 days of ration packs, the 2 grenades, 1 frag, 1 crack, more ammunition packs she'd probably go and pick up. What else would she have? Probably a backpack filled with like a bedroll and everything the soldier needs to operate in the field for about, I think their typical deployment is like a month. So they go 10 days and then they go back to base, go 10 days, go to base, and then they just go constantly in and out of the battlefield. Now, is there anything else we can throw on her that would make her like really, really, really cool looking? Not really seeing too much, but that is the newest set. So I'm quite happy with it. The guardswomen don't, well, this guardswoman in particular doesn't look like she's too big, and honestly the kit looks much newer, and it's mostly thanks to the smaller hands and the smaller heads, so they don't look too goofy, because the old ones just looked a bit silly. So yeah, I want to thank you for joining me for this video. I want to thank Games Workshop for sending me this product. It's really cool to get a lot of stuff from them and be able to build it and show you guys and explore new armies, because a lot of people don't know that I actually have an Imperial Guard army. It's mostly aircrafts and Genestealer cult, but we're going to ignore that. Yeah. As always, if you enjoyed this, check out my Patreon, check out everything else, all my social medias. I'm NornQueenAlexis. Love you guys. Bye.